Ladies and gentlemen, the following is brought to you by the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. We present 15 Minutes of Fandom. That's right, that's where we here at Ringside Society take one fan that we believe stands out from the rest and we talk to them about their love for professional wrestling. So with that being said, I am your host, that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always positive, life is great, repping 592, living in the 718, no cap, straight facts, the worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. And our special guest tonight is a man who is a part of one of the most remarkable groups in professional wrestling today. No, they're not a stable, but hey, the way they move, they might as well be one. But no, they're more on the fan side of things. And they have actually hosted countless watch parties for wrestling pay-per-views. They've done countless giveaways, sponsored numerous wrestling events. That is how awesome they are. And this man is not only the co-host of that podcast that does all of that, but he is also the host, the main guy behind one of the realest segments you can listen to, The Black Thought. Everybody, welcome to the show, Mr. Blacc.
Wow, that's one of the best intro I ever got. So whenever that I'm gonna do my audio book or my documentary, I make sure I hire you because, dang man, I appreciate the love. Again, thank you. Thank you for your continued support throughout the years, and thank you for having me on your show, man. So I'm ready. I'm really excited. I'm
Look,
really
man,
excited for this.
it's all love. And when I'm Guyanese. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know that, but I'm Guyanese. So when
Yeah,
I
I know,
say
I know, I know.
repping 592. That's my country's area code. Like 592 is a Guyanese code. So, when I saw that, you and Wilkins, I'm like, you guys are Haitian, right? You're of Haitian descent,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I got my West Indian brothers doing it big. So I mean, I'm gonna go and help, I'm gonna go and support the movement. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be
Appreciate it.
honest, there's not a lot of I mean, there's a small percentage, but not a lot of West Indian brothers and sisters that do this. So I'm like, okay, well,
Mhm.
I'm gonna gravitate over there then. That's my peoples, you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I just gotta say, man, hey, y'all are definitely. And I even told there was a guy on Twitter. I think he goes by the name of Reverend Ron. He has a match. He's a wrestler. He has a match coming up for
I'm
Invictus.
familiar with him. Okay, okay.
And I was telling him the other day, I was like, yo, man, to me, there's two types of respect. There's respect, and then there's utmost respect. Like, yeah, something like you tip your hat off to that person, they good. And I told him like the two people that have the utmost respect for me right now in terms of like podcasts are Jobber Tears and those wrestling girls because there's podcasts that okay they'll sit down they'll talk about oh what's going on in wrestling and what happened at WrestleMania and what's going to happen at Backlash and
Hmm.
AEW, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's
Hmm.
those podcasts that interview wrestlers and whatnot, which is fine. That's cool too. There's those that do pretty much everything under the sun. And then there's people like you and Sir Wilkins and Janelle from HR and
Hmm.
Drake who actually, say, something, we're gonna do all that, but we're gonna go the extra mile and give back to the community.
Hmm.
And y'all could have been watching WrestleMania from the comfort of y'all own homes. Y'all could have gone to another bar
Yeah,
and, just
yeah.
watched it by yourselves. But the fact that you guys, you know, take the extra step
Hmm.
and you actually decide to, you know, pretty much, put on a show and provide a place where wrestling fans
Yeah.
alike can go and sit
Hmm.
down, have wrestling conversations, and just enjoy wrestling together.
think he's frozen.
Well, okay. Well, folks, I think we had a bit of a we got disconnected for a bit. We apologize for that. I don't know what happened there. I got kicked out, man.
Yeah, I don't know, but go ahead.
Yeah, but the fact that you guys, take the extra mile and you provide a place where I don't know where wrestling fans can sit down. Wrestling fans like can sit down, you know,
Hmm.
watch a pay-per-view over some
Hmm.
beer or whatever beverage of choice. That says a lot, and I gotta respect that, man. Like they're like that.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I just gotta respect what y'all. Yeah, yeah. And the funny part is, y'all got so much. Will like Sir Wilkins and Janelle went to Dallas, and y'all
Yeah,
was still able to keep it. I mean, you were here. You stayed back. You could have gone to Dallas too. You stayed back. Drake could have gone to
yeah,
Dallas. Y'all were
yeah.
still down in New York, and I'm like, wow, like that's impressive, man.
Oh, thank you. It's just an example of just showing that the thing about the whole Java Tears model is we're very heavy on it takes a village. Is the fact that we are breaking generational curses because in the black community is always the fact that we cannot work together and operate as a unit. So that's very common. So with us doing what we're doing, is the goal to show other black people, other podcasters, other people entertainment, like it takes a team, it takes a village. Like, for example, Janelle is very good at putting stuff together. Like she's good at the architect. So whenever we traveling, we call Janelle. She sets it up. You understand? My brother, he's the type that he's good with he's good with talking that language because he's like he was in the club scene for years, so he's good at going to these, the Rock Nation brunch. You understand? He's good to go to these CEO places. You understand? Like he's good for that. With me, I'm the type that I would be in the hood smoking weed, playing CeeLo, this, that, and third, and in the same note, I'm the one in the churches. I'm the one among the people. You understand? The people may not look like us, like, oh yeah, but you understand? I'm the one that the gray area, a lot of stuff. But together we're a team. You understand? I like to say that we're a football team. My brother's the quarterback. I'm the running back, and Janelle, no, I'm the wide receiver, and Janelle's the running back. You understand? It's not always going to be my brother's game. It might be my day. It might be Janelle's day. But at the end of the day, if one look good, we all good. We all look good because we move as a unit.
Yeah, that's kind of like how me, Kathy, and Rob are. We kind of like move as one as well. Kathy's pretty much. Like I always say, like I'm pretty much the architect in our team. Like I'm the one that's building stuff and whatnot. Rob, he is I call him the tranquil because for some reason, whenever Rob speaks to people, and hopefully you get to see, Rob is like the tranquil. For some reason, guests come on here and they're just chill with this dude. I'm like, I don't know how you do it. This guy is like Willie Nelson, man. Like he always just everybody just he's not one white guy. Everybody's just cool with, man. Like he go in the hood, hey, come over here and hang out, man. You know what I'm saying? And
Right, right, right.
Kathy's she's the one with the broadcasting degree, and she's pretty much the one that is the expert, like interviewing people and so on. And
Hmm.
everybody dislikes her too. And I always tell them, I'm like, I'm not know if I tell them, but they're both white, but at the same time, they're the white people that you invite to the cookout. Like they're the cool ones. Like
Right, right, right. Right, right, right,
you're probably gonna get on me for saying that, but yeah, man. I mean, it's they've carried me in terms of because I'm not a great interviewer. I'll be honest. Yeah, I may sound a bit charismatic, but to me, like they're the ones that carry me, man. I'm just behind. I'm like it's like we're the Fugees, like Rob is Wyclef, Kathy's
okay.
Kathy's Lauren Hill. I'm like Pros Michelle, I'm just chilling in the back, just but yeah, but
That's
yeah,
a
man.
very that's a reference you don't hear a lot. Like when people compare themselves to the Fugees, like that is a that one does it. And the fact that you could like break down their personality the way you did, like that's more props to you. Like, I think that's dope that you're able to like compare it to that. Like, that's dope of you.
Yeah, but the Fugees were the band, man. I mean, come on, you could not be from New York. You cannot be West Indian. That could be from Puerto Rico all the way to my country, Guyana, and not
Hmm.
know I like the Fugees. It's unheard of. Everybody rocks with the Fugees. Everybody.
That is true. That is
Yeah.
true.
So I gotta ask, man. So how did Jabba Tears get started, man? Because I mean, y'all were like, well, let me dial it back. Let me dial it back a bit. I always ask, a lot of fans, how did you become a fan of professional wrestling? What was the match you
Hmm.
saw, or who was the relative that you saw watching, and then you were like, yo, what's that they watching? Yo,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
cool.
It was when I was mad young, bro. Probably like 4 or 5. If that, like 4 or 5. My dad had a tape of WrestleMania. Right, I forgot which one. I saw Hogan. I saw all these guys wrestling. I was like, oh, this is cool, right? And I never saw it again. I just never saw it again. I just really never saw it again until one day I stumbled across of it. It was a Saturday. I think I forgot what of it. It was WCW, and then we saw Sting. Me and my brother, but we didn't call him Sting. We was like, okay, his name is Scorpion, because nigga had a scorpion. And like, yo, Sting looked tough. Come to find out
Yeah,
years later, that was really Sting. That was an imposter Sting. I didn't know that till years later because why was Sting be doing that? Be in like on a B show or C show. So my son had like, I was like, oh, my son's Scorpion, so we cheer for Scorpion. Come to find out the nigga's name is Sting. So then we kept on watching, kept on stumbling across WWE, and then we just been a fan since. For me, I never stopped watching, bro. Like, yo, I never stopped watching. I never stopped playing the video games. Like after like the Ruthless Aggression era, that's my era, dude. Like I tell everybody, that is the most underrated era in WWE because it finally got the formula what they was doing. The matches was brutal, like introduction of differences that still incorporate to this day. That was the most creative period. And to me, Ruthless Aggression. I would tell everybody that if you miss the Ruthless Aggression era, do something very close to that. NXT 2.0, it's very similar to that. The vignettes in your face, all the gimmicks, but still the kind of realism. NXT 2.0. So then, yeah, I haven't stopped watching it since. Like, haven't been a time I haven't watched it. No, I always been watching it. I never stop. I'm really thinking about it. Like, did I ever stop watching wrestling? No, even the PG era where it was terrible to watch, I never
woo.
stopped watching it.
Man, I tell you, man. Hey, the PA. So there was a time when I've taken two breaks in wrestling, but I still used to watch. I
Hmm.
remember it was 2010, and this to me that was like one of the worst years I've ever had
Hmm.
in as a professional wrestling fan because Impact Wrestling was, I don't know what they were doing, but they just brought in Hulk Hogan, and I'm like,
Hmm. Hmm.
he's 56 years old. You shouldn't be bringing this guy in. He does, and then he's gonna take the spotlight off of everybody, and you're gonna pay him all this money. I was like, what are you doing, Dixie? And to this day, I still think
Hmm.
somebody got into her ear and told her yes, and we're like pretty much being a yes man, like yes, that's a good idea. Bring Hulk.
Hmm. Hmm.
My co-host Rob just joined in.
Okay.
Rob Bates, how you doing, man?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Pretty
How you
good,
doing
pretty.
today, Rob?
All right,
Yeah,
man. I'm all. My bad. I'm late. I'm all fat and happy and stuff. You know what I mean? So if I start falling asleep, man, I got the itis, man. I had cheesesteak and fries, and I'm just like, yeah, all right.
yeah. But yeah. So I was like, Impact was doing the nonsense, and then and I was like, you didn't need Hulk Hogan. Quite frankly, you didn't need his cruise ship tour either. I mean, yeah, the Nasty Boys versus the Dudleys, that was good. That was a passing of the torch. The rest of it, no. Orlando
I
Jordan,
mean,
no.
okay, okay, okay. Finally, somebody that I could talk to about this because I swear niggas was not watching Impact. I went TNA then. Whoa, was that a hard period to watch wrestling? Because I tell everybody right before Hogan came, Homicide was wrestling. It was a great product. And once Hogan came, it went downhill. Like there was a few bright spots. The Young Bucks versus Motor City Machine Guns, that were good. The Beer Money versus Motor City Machine Gun, Best of Seven series, that was good. AJ Styles, there was real good bright spots, but like you said, when it was bad, fam. Like, ooh, if TNA during that time, ooh,
I
bad.
was, I, was
Ooh.
like- I was like, oh my, they really hurt my head. I was like, and then they were like, they had all these stables. They were trying to recreate the Four Horsemen in a way, but not call them the Four Horsemen.
The fortune, yeah.
And I was like, why? I was like, why, Dixie? What are you doing? No, you have other wrestlers you could go to. Why you bring these people in? And then WWE had the PG era now, where they were like, just that was bad. Then they had the Nexus, which the Nexus was good, but then they like dropped the ball with the Nexus, which I think had they worked it correctly, the Nexus could have been a long lasting stable.
Hmm.
But then they were like, nope, they just dropped them. They were just a hot thing for like 2 months, and then they dropped them. And I was like, you know what? I just can't watch it religiously right now. I will read the what you call it, the
The,
whatever
the,
the directions have, but I
mhm.
just can't anymore, man. I just couldn't. So 2010, and I like to say part of 2011, I kind of stopped watching it, but I never stopped reading it. And then 2012 was when I started getting back into it, like watching it like religiously, because there came a point where I saw there was a lumberjack match and they had a bunch of NXT stars, and then I was like, wait a minute, who's that? Who's that? Wait, that person? I haven't seen that person in a while. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start watching NXT again. And then, around that time, I started watching Ring of Honor. I finally found
Mm.
where I could watch Ring of Honor. Started watching that, and then Impact was still crappy, but it got better too. It wouldn't get better until 2 years later when Hogan left. Thank goodness. And yeah, I've had like pretty much like 1 or 2 years where I took a break. I had another one. I took a break also in 2019 because I was just burnt out. But like I said, those breaks, I was still in connect with it. I was still reading about it, but I just wasn't watching it like every week. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, man. But yeah, you're better than me, man. The PG era was just bad.
I mean, the PGR has some. Okay, again, it has some great moments. For example, the most underrated Hell in a Cell match, DX versus Legacy, underrated. The most underrated six-man tag match, the Wyatt versus the Shield. The one that I think Elimination Chamber, another one they had on main event. I think it was either the main event or Superstar. I don't remember. And another one they had on Raw, underrated. Cody Rhodes with the IC tag with the white straps, underrated. CM Punk and the SS Societies. I forgot his name. Society, whatever he had to. Underrated moments. The rise of Ryback. Underrated. Trust me, like the PGA was bad, but had a lot of great bright spots. So it was
Cody
bad.
Rhodes. Cody Rhodes. Well, I don't really consider 2009 a PG era, the part of the PG era. Like I normally put that as his own thing because 2009 had some bangers. Like that wasn't a bad time. That was a good time.
What
2009,
happened in 2009? Like, remind me.
2009 we had. Oh, that was when Randy Orton beat up the whole McMahon family. Like he, yes, WrestleMania 25.
Oh
He
yeah.
beat up. Well,
Okay.
before that, leading up to that, he beat up Vince McMahon, beat up Shane, RKO
Yeah.
Stephanie. Triple H admitted that she's the wife of his children. She's the mother of his children. And then he broke into Randy Orton's house and got into a fight with Randy Orton, and the police had to come and arrest Triple H. Yeah, 2009 wasn't bad. 2009 was it's 2010 and on. It started getting bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to admit, it was very hard. Like, I used to watch Raw and just fall asleep on it. Like, I used to play basketball. This is when I was young. I used to play basketball all night, watch Raw just to fall asleep to it. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't legacy wasn't that bad either. But speaking of Cody, I always had faith in Cody, man. Like I always believed that Cody was underrated. And I got a feeling
Mm.
that now Vince McMahon sees the value, and we're gonna see a rise in Cody Rhodes real soon. I want to see this. I'm looking forward to seeing this new Cody face people like Randy Orton, you know, face like people like Matt Riddle, you know, um, hopefully Roman Reigns, because Cody has that work ethic. He has his father's work ethic, and
Yeah.
you know, he's gonna. I think this is gonna be a different run for him. And if Vince McMahon knows what's good, he's gonna stick with it.
But the thing about Vince is he respects people that who proves him wrong. You understand? Like he came, he upped his market value and came right back. And the one thing people notice, like, and this is why I tell people, like, Cody never came at them on a personal level. There's always a wrestling level. That's what he kept it as. He never came at business level, never personal. That's why I tell people, if you pay attention, he never burned his bridges. And that's the thing that people will never realize that, like, oh, he's a trader, this, that. I'm like, you can't knock the man for making more money. When he left, they offered him $500,000. And now they offer him over $2 million.
And he has a
You
family.
won't take that?
When Cody left, I mean, yeah, he was. I mean, he got married to Brandy and whatnot, and you know, I mean, when you have a wife, it's kind of different. But you have a kid now, so I mean, I mean, and plus he's a WWE guy. I mean, come on, man, like he trained there. They pretty much taught him how to wrestle. So I mean, why wouldn't he go back? I mean, it is what it is, you know.
But I can see on a personal level with the young bucks and rest of them is just, yo, we supposed to change the world, and you kind of backed out on us. On a personal level, I get that. I don't know to too depth on there, so this is why I like to keep on a wrestling level. On wrestling level, he did what's best for him. Like at the end of the day, even though he left, I call it the Cody effect. You don't notice after Cody left, AEW got more sports entertainment. It's more of a flowing show. Like it don't feel stagnant a bunch of matches. It flows better after Cody left. The Cody effect. The sports entertainment left. The one who's playing all these ideas. Once he left, they started doing more of that. Pay attention.
Yeah. So you say AEW got better when he left, or
Yeah, as far as sports entertainment wise, like Dynamite flows a lot better. You don't notice that? Match, promo, match,
what?
promo. Everyone eats. Like the women get promos now. The women have long term storylines. Think
I
about it. For the first time ever, you see long term storyline.
so
Long term.
I was watching an episode of Jabba Tears. This is like when y'all were live. It was either you or your brother Sir Wilkins. Y'all said that when Cody Rhodes left WWE, he actually, I think Kevin Steen talked to him, said, "Hey, I got some friends, on the Indies, and
Yeah.
y'all go talk to them, hang out with them. They'll look after you and whatnot." And eventually, he became a part of the Elite, which was him, Kenny Omega,
Yeah.
Young,
Yeah.
Adam Page, and I was like, when I heard y'all say it, I'm like, so that's how he ended up with them. Because to me, honestly, he never fit in with the Elite. He never did. He just didn't. He just stuck out like a sore thumb. And I mean, yeah, I'm accustomed to the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and Adam Cole, but like Cody just did not fit in with them. Cody, it just didn't. I mean, I'm not saying nothing, bad about him. I mean, I'm actually, a fan of his work and whatnot, of his work ethic. But he just did not fit in with the Elite, and I just didn't like. I just couldn't
It's
buy.
Cody is the rich kid who got kicked out of private school and go to public school. He just don't fit in. He can rock with them. He understands the language, but he doesn't have the swag to pull it off. Think about it. He's at an indie show in a suit. Bro, it's 100 degrees. Why you in suit for? Why, Cody? Why? Cody came from money. They used to wrestle for $50. Cody never wrestled for like $50 before. He was making bank. Cody didn't have to, hey, take this L because to like put over this talent. Cody didn't take no losses when he was in Indies.
Oh yeah,
You can't relate. Like it's the rich kid going to public school. You can't relate.
yeah. But now, I mean, he's back in WWE, so
Mhm.
hopefully things get better for him and whatnot. I
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah. Of
I just hope that AEW keeps on, doing great and whatnot, because I really don't want them to go
course.
anywhere. they're doing good and whatnot. My only question is, will Dustin follow too? Because Dustin, that's his brother, and let's be honest, the Rhodes have a pretty good relationship with the McMahons and the B. So my question is, will Dustin go as well too eventually, or will he
Nah,
stay in?
nah, like nah. He already did it. Like he already did it. And WWE, they won't let him wrestle like that and like good matches that he want to wrestle. AEW, he has to do whatever he wants. Like he could wrestle on Dark. He could wrestle on Elevation. Like Big Show wrestled on I think on Dark not too long ago. Yeah, like he could do stuff like that. Like I still contribute and wrestle every once in a while. Yeah, why not? Like he ain't listen. He made his money. He's chilling. He is chilling. He's good. Goldust is good. All right.
Yeah, that's yeah. Plus he has the Dustin Rhodes Academy too, down over in Texas. So yeah, he's definitely good. He's definitely good, man. So yo, Jobber Tears, man, you guys are like your own entity,
Mhm.
man. Y'all are doing it big.
Right. Right. Right.
Yo, that Jobber Talk, panel y'all had, yo,
Oh,
that
thank
was
you.
man. And plus you had those y'all had some all stars. You had Jobber Tears there. You had those wrestling girls. You had NYC Demon Diva. You had Pete Rosado, who's the owner of We Are Wrestling. Man, yo, tell us, man, how did y'all get started, man? How'd y'all come together, man?
Okay. Before my brother and Janelle did another podcast, right? And it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. And the guy that the moderator that was doing it with, he went away on vacation to Puerto Rico.
Uh,
So my brother said, "Hey, fill in." That was the biggest mistake of that man's life. Because once I filled in, I swear, everyone said that was the best episode I've ever seen. You had great chemistry. Do it. So they had a little falling out. And then my brother said, "Yo, bro, let's do this." So then we was at Legends Bar. We shot the pilot episode somewhere on the internet. I gotta find it. I'm gonna put it as a clip one day. And he said, "Let's do it." We did it. We like shot the pilot. And from there, we just started moving. Like my brother was doing video parties already, and then yeah, the rest is history, dogs. Like we haven't looked back since. Over like 100 viewing parties later, over 100 sponsorship, and going on our second wrestling event. Yeah, we ain't going nowhere, dogs.
hey, I don't want y'all to go anywhere, man. Shoes, we need y'all, man. We need y'all, man. Y'all are definitely showing people. Y'all definitely show people how to do it. Like I said, I'm not here, kissing button when I like. I'm just giving props, man. Like y'all definitely,
Appreciate it, appreciate it.
and whatnot. So wait, y'all been around because y'all been around for more than 10 years. 'Cause I remember there was a 2014 viewing party, and I was trying to get to it, and y'all were like at max capacity to the point where the bouncer was like, "Nah, y'all can't get in, man. I gotta go somewhere else." Like they
Nah, my brother been doing view parties over 10 years. The Java Tears is only like I think going on 4 years now. I think 4 years or 3 years now. Yeah, my brother like he was the first ever person to do viewing parties in New York. So the first person to do it, and people have been singing on swag since then. My brother been doing it over 10 years. So he's the Vince McMahon of the shit. Like he's literally the Vince McMahon of the shit. Like you have to understand. Like my brother is I be telling people like, keep playing with that man, B. Keep playing with that man. Like he outworks everybody in this podcast game. Everybody.
hey, I don't doubt you, man. I don't doubt you, man. Like I don't doubt you. Trust me, because like I said, y'all been doing y'all thing for a while. I remember the one because I went to the Navy for like several years, so I was out in New York for a minute. I
Okay.
remember
Okay.
right before I went off the boot camp, there was one that I think it was WrestleMania 30, and I remember like I didn't know him by his name, but I knew he had on like a Kurt Angle singlet at the WrestleMania 30 party. So I was
Hmm.
like, wait a minute. This was like several years later now. I'm like, wait a minute, ain't that the dude I used to wear that wore the Kurt Angle singlet to that party one time? Yo, y'all still doing that parties? Yo, that's crazy, man. Oh, yeah, man. And plus,
So
y'all,
you mentioned using the Navy. Like, how was the Navy for you?
it was overall it was a good experience, man. I mean, my last couple of years. it wasn't that bad. I got to see some things. I got to go to Japan. I got to live in Japan for 3 years,
Wow.
um, which I recommend to anybody. If Jobber Tears ever gets a chance to go over there, which I hope y'all do, enjoy it. You know, try not to get married because they love dark skinned brothers. Yes, people, I said it. Y'all could cancel me if y'all want, but that's how it is. But yeah, they love they so crazy. So I remember I had a master chief that came to me. He's like, I heard you got orders to Japan. You have one mission. Don't get married. So I'm like, man, anybody go look at me, man. I'm black. I'm going to Japan. Man, look. I mean, if I was a white guy, I'd probably stand a chance. Anybody go me, man, anybody go look at me, man, up, man. And I was like, I didn't say that to him because obviously he was higher ranking, but
Yeah.
that's what my mom was saying. I was like, man, I should make you I should make you bet your little check you get and make you go broke for a whole 2 months with saying that, man. And lo and behold, when I went over there, man, let me tell you, the Japanese, they love our culture, man. And it's not just hip hop. They be listening to reggae too.
That I
Yeah.
figured. Yeah.
They celebrate carnival over there. They got people that listen to soca in Japan, not West Indian transplants that live in Japan. No, native Japanese listen to soca. They take part. They have their own carnival over there. Yeah, no cap, no cap. Yeah. So
How's the carnival out there?
it's the same as over here. It's the same thing. They dress
Uh,
up in the outfits and whatnot, and they dance and so on.
a bunch of Asian women in soca doing
Yeah,
soca.
yeah.
I gotta look this up. I gotta look this
Look
up.
it up. Look it up.
I
I couldn't
gotta look this up.
believe it. I didn't see it personally, but yeah, I've seen videos of it, man. Yeah, yeah. They love our culture out there, man. And you know, like I said, they like the darker you are, the more they look like. I remember I had two shipmates of mine I was with out there, and they were like, I was like, yo, I can't go out with y'all no more, man. I can't hang out with y'all no more. This was like several years ago. I was like, I can't hang out with y'all no more. He's like, why, man? We had a good time because every time I go, y'all don't leave no girls to me, man. I was like, I'm slightly lighter than them, so I'm like, y'all don't leave no girls to me, man. I mean, them girls be saying, they want Akon, man. They don't want Genuine, man. Shoot.
So, Mr. Rob, man, like, tell me about yourself, man. You've been awfully quiet, man. Talk to us.
Oh no, you're good, man. No, I'm just hanging out, man. I was doing my wrestling training and stuff last night. Well, ref training, all that good stuff, man. Getting ready for the
Oh, you
show
trying to be a
April
ref
23rd.
too? You trying to be a
Yeah,
ref?
I am a ref. I am a ref. But I still go to
Oh,
training and help out. Just stripes,
oh,
mics, and tights, man. You should always, be training, man. So you're always ready. I do that, and I
because
bring it in.
I'm training. Because like I'm training to be a referee also.
Okay, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's pretty awesome, man. Yeah, yeah. I've refed a few shows, man. Right here, this is my first match, man. My main event, man. First night, man. I did the title match. Bad Bad
Who is
Banks versus
that?
Miles Millennium. That's my very first
Oh,
match. Well,
okay.
not
So
my
are you
very first
familiar?
match. Very first night, and I did the main event.
Oh, so are you familiar with Darius Lockhart?
Um, Darius Carter.
Darius Carter? Yeah, you familiar with Darius Carter?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll keep it kayfabe on here. Yeah, man. Yeah, every time I go up and talk to him, man, that guy, he's best heel, man. I'll go shake his hand. Like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, "Put your hand out my face, you know what I mean? I'm the king of all this stuff." I'm like, all right, man. Never mind.
Okay, okay, okay. So wait, where you based out of?
Delaware, one CW.
Yo, I love Delaware, dogs.
Yeah.
Yo, listen, let me know if you have any shows out in Delaware because I'm out there a lot. Like, I love to go to
April
Delaware.
April 23rd, man. We got CCW there also, man. The Renegade Twins are going to be there. Willow Nightingale. Man, I can't remember
Yo,
who else is going to be there.
I love Willow. You have to understand, like, I'm a big
Oh,
fan of
she's
Willow. I've
awesome.
been, yo, Willow?
Yeah, my
Willow?
family loves her. Yeah, man. Last time at the show, I was like, "Oh, my family's glad you're here." She was like, "I was like, they're you're their favorite wrestler and stuff." She started doing a little dance. She was like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
I was like, "That's
like,
right." They're like, "You gotta introduce us and stuff." I'm like, I got y'all, man. Chill.
like Willow, like, I've been saying this forever. Like, Eddie Kingston said it on Dynamite. Willow's next up. Like,
Hmm.
she's next up. When I said that, she's the package, the total package you want to look for in a woman's wrestler. And I tell people this week, next week on Dynamite, the world's gonna find out how good Willow is.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. I seen it in person.
Oh,
Man, she had a match at CCW. Her and Queen Aminata.
Ooh,
Woo! Oh man, that thing, man. We were all in the back in Gorilla, just sitting there like this, like,
Mr. Blacc,
yeah, like,
just,
yes.
just a fun fact: CCW is the first um all women's promotion owned by a black man, Marcello, who we had on our show.
yep,
So, yo, listen, yeah, listen, you got some information because I'll be in Delaware and listen. When I'm out there, I bring my people to y'all show. Like, I'm
Yeah,
with it. Like, you listen, I reference the Java tears and everything like that. Yo, send me like whatever it is, like send me the information for the next show. I'll definitely try to make it to that one.
all right, yeah, I'll hit you next couple shows, man. We're also on TV too, man. If you're not in the area, man, it's on DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com. You put on one CW, it's like an hour long.
Send me
It's
on
every
that. Send me
Saturday
that.
morning.
Send me
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah,
information. I love to check it out.
yeah,
Yo, wow. Like, now I got something to do out there when I'm going out to Delaware. Like, all right, cool.
yep.
So, like, how did you and Remy hooked up?
See, man, that's crazy. He was doing something about the podcast and stuff, man. I think they were looking for, he was looking for help on the podcast. And I remember I was like, yeah, I want to do it. And I was like, I don't think it'd work. I don't know if I could do this on TV. Da, 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 da. And then I started doubting myself. And I was like, you know what? Let me just try this and ask. You know, what I mean, if not, I'm going to hate myself for the rest of my life. You know, just. And I asked him, he was like, well, you can, you could be a guest one time and stuff. I guess you like being a guest. Like, you want to fill in sometimes, and then okay, I can fill in sometimes. It was like, one dude, he had personal issues or whatever, probably had to leave and stuff. It's like, you want to step in for a while until he comes back, and it's been like 3 years, so it's because of Remy and them, man. It's the only reason I'm able to become a ref and all that, man. Because networking on here, met the promoters and all that, and stayed in contact with them after the shows and stuff, bugging like, hey, you need help with the ring setup, da da da. Then when they started the school, I helped put the school up and start training, all that good stuff, man. So if it's not because of Remy, what I mean, I owe everything to Remy, man. Everything in wrestling, I owe to Remy,
Oh
Remy and
wow. Oh
Kathy.
so
wow.
Mhm.
Oh
he's,
wow.
he's
If
been
it
in
wasn't
my
for them, I wouldn't ref. I've never would have refed or ring announced or nothing. I'd probably just still be sitting on the couch, just watching wrestling, just chilling.
Hmm.
Here's the thing. So when I started, I always wanted to do a podcast for the better part of a decade, and I finally got it popping back in 2019. And
Hmm.
I remember I knew Kathy, who unfortunately couldn't be here. Kathy, I met her through because Chris Jericho read a tweet of hers, and normally what I would do is if a wrestler reads a tweet or a tweet of a Twitter user shows up on screen, I would congratulate that person because and if they replied, I would add them, I would follow them because it's always good to have somebody to talk with about the same thing that you watch on a weekly if not daily basis. And I Kathy replied and I started following her, and then we would go back and forth, talk back and forth about what happened on wrestling and so on. And I remember I'd started on another podcast called I used to do booking for another podcast called Wrestle City Radio, and I brought up the whole concept of 15 minutes of fandom, which is this segment, to my mentor and the owner of Wrestle City Radio, George Alonso. And George was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So I was like, I recommended Kathy. And Kathy was on there, and she actually got to interview Rory Gulak, who was the brother of Drew Gulak, and she did great. And she was like, "If y'all ever want me back on the show, let me know. I'm available." And I was like, "Okay, we'll let you know." And like a week later, she's still tweeting about it, retweeting it. A month later, she's still talking about it. 6 months later, she's still retweeting about it. And I was like, George, she's still retweeting about the show, and I was hoping that because by that time he'd actually retired from podcasting. So I'm like,
Oh wow.
she's still retweeting about it. He's like, yeah, that's good. I'm like, okay, I guess that's not gonna be enough for him to try to get him back in. And so the next year now, I remembered I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna jump all in. Um, and I'm just gonna start this podcast and whatnot. And I was like, okay, well, I was able to get George, but then he was like, I need a co-host because I can't do this alone. So I'm like, okay, well, let's try Kathy. And Kathy was down, and she was great. And then we had a few other co-hosts that, one or two co-hosts that actually came and went. And I was like, okay. The last guy that we had was like, he started like dropping out of more shows and for personal things. And I remembered around that time, Rob had actually hit us up, and he was like, "You need any help?" And the kind of person I am, I'm like, I give everybody a chance, but I have this thing where if I knock on your door, you're good. That means I have an interest in you. You're good. That means I see something special in you. If I knock on your door to join my team, you're cool. But if you knock on my door, it better be a hell of a knock, and you better have a great presentation because I don't have time and I get bored quickly and I got, other things I got to do. And when Rob came, I was like, I could use the help. I'll give him a chance because I was in the same position where I was knocking on somebody's door. Hey, I can do this for you. Let me in. Trust me. I just need one chance. But I didn't have a position at the time, so I was like, okay, you could just retweet whatever Ringside Society, puts on Twitter and whatnot. And then eventually, he was a guest on 15 Minutes of Fandom, and then one of our co-hosts, and it was funny because the person that was supposed to be on as our guest was AQA, and he actually could not make the show. I'm like, really, bro? Like AQA, and you don't want to make that? Okay, hey, no judgment. So I asked Rob, and I was like, and I was kind of skeptical because I was like, the next person I want to be on our show, I want them to be I want them to understand it's not about interviewing wrestlers. You got to do research. You can't just go on there and just be like, you can't just go out there and mark out and whatnot.
What's your
And
favorite color?
yeah,
You know.
yeah, like that. And Rob actually knocked it out the park, and I was like, wow. I mean, I'm impressed. So when the guy finally was like, yeah, I can't do it anymore, I'm like, okay, well, Rob, I mean, come through. And
What's up?
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like I said, I told like Rob and Kathy, they're the ones that carry me, man. I guess I'm not the best interviewer. Like I was telling him earlier, I was like, it's like we're like the Fugees, like you and Kathy are like, Wyclef Jean and Lauren Hill respectively, and I'm like Cross Michelle, I'm the guy at the back. Hey, Rob knows what I'm talking. Rob, you see this guy right here, Rob? Rob is like
I'm
he's
40 though, so yeah.
he's one of those guys that you invite to the cookout. Rob is one of those guys. You know
Yeah,
how
so yeah, I got the Fugees. I still have their CD, if y'all believe that, in my room somewhere. I have
yeah,
Biggie's first tape, Ready to Die on tape. You know what I mean? Still, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
You ever saw
yeah. I was born '82, man. Oh, I seen it all.
You ever saw that Boondocks episode where the teacher said encourage Huey to make Jesus black or whatever?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Rob is that teacher that would encourage that. Yeah. I'm just
I
messing.
mean, I mean, this is actually I'm enjoying myself. I like the back and forth dialogue between the three of us. Like, yeah, like I would never guess that Rob is a referee. Like, I'm like, wow, like that's crazy how small the world is. It's like I'm a referee, and so happenly he's a referee in Delaware. Like, I'm always in Delaware. I love to catch a show, and once I catch a show, we probably get to me. Like what? Um, are you into the How should I explain this? Are you into the high learning of marijuana?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't drink. I don't smoke cigarettes. You know what I mean? But yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I'm
listen,
good.
when we
Plus,
meet
yeah,
it,
we got dispensaries and stuff down here.
listen. How about this? How about this? When we meet in person, me and you could smoke a joint together. Deal?
Yeah, it had to be after the show, man, because yeah, not before. Yeah, because I'll be
No
yeah, I'll
problem.
forget what I'm
No
doing.
problem. Look,
It definitely had to
no
be after the
problem.
show. Yeah, yeah.
Listen, listen. By then, if you need someone to fill in as a referee, I could probably fill in because who knows? Because right now I'm in a fallout training. Right now, it's a great school. It's in Queens. And listen, I'm looking forward to meet you in person, Rob, and we could share a joint together.
There you go. That's right.
And listen, I noticed that you're a big movie buff, so we could sit down, smoke a joint, talk about movies for a while. Because I love me some
Hmm.
movies.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll probably bring the Raid or something. The Raid 2, man. You seen them movies?
Ooh,
Woo, woo.
Great,
what?
different. I haven't found a karate series that caught my interest like the Raid 1 and 2. Ever since I
Oh,
watched those two, nothing tops it. Nothing.
I remember when it came out. My brother was like, "Man, you got to see this movie, The Raid." Da, da, da. I'm like, "All right, yeah, it's like a kung fu movie." I was like, "I'll check it out." He's like, "No, for real, yeah, look, watch it right now. I'll stop what I'm doing right now. We can watch it." And I was just like, "Yo, man, this." And then it got to the last fight with Mad Dog and his brother and stuff. I'm just like, "Oh my, oh man, man, that whole
Whew,
movie."
whew, ooh, ooh. I gotta watch the movie again. Like I gotta watch the movie
Yeah.
again.
And then the second one, man, they had that that jail fight scene out in the thing, and then they actually had close quarters combat, a high speed car chase, and a gunfight all mixed into one. You know what I mean? Like when they're sitting there just fighting in that thing, the dude comes up with the oh man, this is
Listen,
out. Oh yes,
do you have any movie that has good karate like that I can't say karate that have good action scenes like the Raid 1 and 2? Any suggestions? I haven't found nothing since then.
Hard
yeah,
boiled.
no, 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 not as good as it. No. I'll see movies with the same actors and all, but it's not up to the Raid though. It's like
All right, all right. Because I haven't found that fix ever since those two movies. Like you said, I see the actors in many different movies. I'm looking like I see
mhm,
you, but you're not. There's no
yeah,
the Raid 1 and 2 was different, man. So you know your
I
movies,
know,
sir. You
I
know
know,
your
yeah, yeah,
movies,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love those movies. Oh yeah, they're awesome. I might have to watch them again tonight, man. Dang.
Me too. I just think about like I think I want to watch them.
hmm
Yeah,
Oh
man.
man.
Yeah, Rob has good taste in movies and whatnot, man. Yeah, he's yeah, definitely cool. And you know what the thing about this guy is that he did it the right way as a fan. You and I both know they got fans out there. They got a little bit of popularity, and this is the thing that
Hmm.
like they think they're more over than the wrestlers. I'm like, no, you're not. If you want to be, and I still have yet to see some of them actually step into the ring and do the training. But Rob here, he just low key just went. He actually offered to help put up the ring, take it down, and whatnot. Eventually, one of the promoters was like, "Hey, well, you can come in here. And we'll show you. We'll show you around. See if you want. You could take some bumps if you want." Eventually, he started going to wrestling school, and now he's a referee. So I always tell him that's I always tell people that's the right way to do it. Like Rob, man, don't just be on social media. Hey, acting like you about that life. You about that life when you're not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how you do it.
So, so Rob, any tips you may have for me as a referee?
Man, yeah, yeah. Just always remember where hard cam is, man. You don't never turn your back to hard cam, I guess. And all your safe zones, man. Always remember your safe zones and stuff. You know what I mean? Like in the corner and all that good stuff. So when you're not in anybody's way, you can just stay out their way. Pretty much, you know what I mean? That stuff.
Okay, all right, all right,
Plus, you
all
got
right.
yeah. When you're in, yeah, you always work in that U position when you got hard cam or whatever. Say like this is hard cam. You know what I mean? You just work
Yeah.
around.
Do you? I say the most biggest thing I have is just like I'm kind of when I'm still new at it is just like where you have to go close by the head to pin. Sometimes looking like I don't want to get hit when they kick out, so I kind of like
Yeah.
run and square like. But the one thing I tend to do while I've been training is just like I get so caught up in the moment. I'm like, ooh, y'all about to get it. Like I get excited, but they said I can't have too much expression because a lot of owners don't like that. So I'm still working that out.
Yeah. Stay in your safe zones and stuff. Yeah, when you know where they are. Yeah, yeah. I mean, once you get training, man, it's like yeah, you'll get it, man. You're like bang, 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 bang. It's just man, once you get those multi-man matches, you know what I mean. That's when it starts going. You're like, oh man, okay, I got to deal with this person, this person. Oh man, all right, okay.
I mean, I had to get that kind of training though, but like, hopefully, I will get to that level. Like, hopefully.
Like the easiest matches are like no DQ matches because basically you're just there to count the pin or submission, man. You ain't got to go up to the hey break that count, 1, 2, or wash the hair, no closed fist. You're just like. 1, 2, 3, or you tap. All right, yeah, that's all. Those are the easiest matches right there.
All right. So easy matches are basically no. What about death? Have you done death match?
No, no, I don't think I could do a death match, man, because you can't have the referee throwing up while they're cutting each other open with pizza cutters and stuff, man. Like, I ain't trying to do all that. I did do a cage match, a body bag cage match, Mr. Grimm, and yeah, that was a pretty good one.
That's my dude,
Oh
Mr.
yeah, you
Grimm.
like Grimm's awesome. Yeah, I like Grimm. Yeah, he's
Yo.
awesome.
Okay, so are you familiar with Muscle Malcolm?
I don't think I know him. I don't think so.
He's a podcaster. Muscle
Okay,
Malcolm.
okay.
Okay. So you familiar with some of my people? Like, are you familiar with anybody from the North Carolina region?
Man, not off the top of my head, I can't. But if I sat down and think about, it, I probably could. Yeah, but yeah. But that, like one of the easiest, probably the easiest match though was that cage body bag cage match, man, because there was no pin, no submission. I just had to wait for somebody to get put in the body bag in the cage. Zipped up. All right, you win. Other than that, it was like I was just there watching these dudes out there. Mr. Grimm on the top rope doing 450 splashes. Just oh man.
Oh man, Mr. Grimm, man, like a lot of my favorite wrestlers, Grimm, Willow, like Queen, Armada. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I
wait
haven't
till you
seen.
see.
She hadn't been to CCW in a while though, man. So it's been a while since I've seen her. But yeah. Her and Willa that match, yeah. That oh man, like I said, everybody was back there at Gorilla, like yeah, we checked this
All right,
out.
all right. Please don't forget to send me the information about the wrestling matches. I'll definitely bring a couple of people with me because everybody's like, yeah. So let me know. I'll be out there. I'm bringing my lady with me and everything. So definitely let me know.
Sounds good. Sounds
They
good.
also they also have like sponsorship opportunities as well. We sponsored a couple of people from CCW on there as well. And yeah, man, they have a lot of talent that over there in Delaware, man. Wait till you shoots, Mr. Grimm. Wait till you see AK Willis and Bad Banks. Ooh, them two
Oh,
brothers.
Kelly and McMurphy's going to be there the 23rd. I think they just said that today. They announced it, so I can
The
say
23rd
something.
of May, right?
No, April this month. Yeah,
I'm
Kelly
not
McMurphy's going to come back. He's fighting Saul.
23rd. 23rd. Oh, that's the week before. Okay. I might make a trip out there on the 23rd. I'm not too sure yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure when the May one is. I have to. Yeah, I have to write it down. I have it written down somewhere.
Let me know. Let me know because I definitely try to make it either for the May one or April. But I can't wait. All right, looking forward to it. So, Mr. Remy and Mr. Robin, any more questions you have for me, man? I'm an open book, y'all.
Well, I mean, Rob, what you got, man? Because Rob is the movie Marvel DC guy.
Yeah, man, we just talking about the raid and all that stuff, man. I was like, oh yeah, I don't even know what that man. We going on an hour and stuff. Oh man. Yeah, so yeah. What's next for Jobber Tears, man? Your next panels and stuff, man. Y'all got anything coming up? Y'all want to plug or anything in the
Right,
works?
Java Slam 2. Java Slam 2. Um, every year we try to have a theme. Last year was Java Slam Above the Rim. This year's going to be Java Slam House Party. The card can't reveal it yet. We're coming in as the time going to get some of the card, but just know, Rob, man, if you can make it, Remy, he was a there the last Java Slam. Listen, this one's gonna be bigger. Like the one person I could guarantee, like, are you familiar with Simon Miller of Woke Culture?
Oh yeah.
Yes, Simon Miller is gonna be there at Java Slam too.
Oh, he's fighting.
Oh
He's
yeah.
fighting Wilkins.
Yeah, he's going against my brother. So that's gonna be
Oh,
another big match.
hey,
Big
if y'all
Swole
need
gonna
refs
be
or
there.
yeah, if y'all need refs or ring announce or something, man. Back to
Listen. We're gonna be with Battle Club. That's another promotion that look up Battle Club. Many good people over there. Many good things. Like I'm telling you, like, yo, are you familiar with Big Swole?
Oh
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Big Swole's gonna be there. Big Swole's gonna be there. Of course, we're gonna. I can't talk about too much. That's all I'm gonna say. Of course, I can't say, but just know Simon Miller is on the card. He's confirmed everything. So Samuel's gonna be there. So if you can make it, Remy, make sure you bring Rob and the rest of your crew, man. I'm telling you, Shabbos Slam 2, House Party. It's a must see. Other than that, though, our next event we're gonna be at Legends Bar for WrestleMania Backlots, and after that, once again we were at Legends Bar for AEW. I forgot which one the next AEW viewing party, but yeah, keep on looking out for us. Please, please, please subscribe to my brother's other podcast, Complex, with him and Queen of the Ring. The latest interview with Bianca Belair, the new Raw Women's Champion. Please check that out.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, I definitely want to come check one of y'all's panels and shows and stuff out, man. Because the Amtrak or whatever from Delaware goes right under Penn Station or whatever, man. Now
Hmm.
I haven't been to New York in a couple years, so are y'all far from there? You know what I mean? Like
No, 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 no.
oh,
Like you
okay,
get
so
off at
damn.
Amtrak, you probably walk like 4 blocks to Legends Bar,
Oh,
if
okay.
that, 4 blocks,
Not
Oh,
even.
and that's
oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome then. Yeah, yeah. So I'll just leave my car at the thing, take the train, and bam, I'll get home. Bam. Sounds
that's
good.
it. That's it. That's it. Well, again, thank you for having me on there. Please follow me on Instagram at Mr Blacc, at MRBLACC. Please, please follow Drama Tears on Instagram and subscribe to us on YouTube. And we're on every platform you hear podcasts on. And again, thank you for the great conversation. This was I really enjoyed this interview. And Rob, man, don't forget to send that information, man. I'm definitely looking forward to see you in Delaware and we sharing some marijuana together and talk wrestling, brother, man. Again, Remy,
There you go.
thanks for the opportunity, man. Thank you.
No problem, man. But with that being said, we're about to shut this down. My eyelids are getting heavy. My stomach is rumbling, so that means it's time for almost midnight snack in bed. Maybe not in that order, but before I indulge in those activities, hey yo, Rob Bass, my brother from another mother, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, the Bubba Ray to my Devon, and the Tommy to my Ghost. Where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, find out your next appearances, purchase Rob Bass merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at Rob_Base82, and then Facebook, YouTube, Rob Base.
Cool. If you want to find me on social media, not that I have anything cool to say, but who knows? Maybe you get lucky and hear me say something. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Remy Blue. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society. We're on Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're still on Block Talk Radio. We have a Facebook group called Ringside Society. And we're also on Spotify as well. We also have a Teespring store where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have shirts, we have tank tops, we have hoodies, we even have coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So definitely go ahead and cop some Ringside Society merchandise. All proceeds go back into keeping the show afloat. And we also have a YouTube channel, which is where we actually have most of our content. So make sure when you go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, you'll see that sweet OMG dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it. That's when you know it's us. Subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all a spoiler alert. We have another member of Jobber Tears coming on tomorrow by the name of Izzy. So Izzy will be joining us tomorrow, and you don't want to miss that as well. So definitely, subscribe to us. We're not just doing this for clout. We got a lot of interesting stuff coming up. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in tonight live. We really and truly appreciate it. We know we're not the best, but we try to bring y'all some of the best content in regards to professional wrestling. To those of y'all that are going to listen to us later on, thank you very much in advance. And those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at the Golden Corral and Rob Bass at the Taco Festival, we ain't going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
We ain't stopping. But with that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we are very well aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. Well, not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hey, yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for Mr. Blacc and the Jobbeteers crew who are doing it
Thank you,
big
thank you.
like it's nobody's business.
Woo!
What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside. And we will be back tomorrow with another impressive episode with another. But until then, we just want y'all to do 4 favors for us. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
Thank you, fellas.
See
Y'all
y'all.
have a
Good night.
y'all.